Hey everyone, I'm Ashley, and today we're gonna talk about the secret sauce to getting your team to listen to you. First of all, I know this is a really popular question that I get asked. A lot of people just don't understand how to get their whole team to buy into what they're saying or follow their instructions, this, that, and the other. And the simple thing is, people will follow you and respect you and listen to you if they know that you care about them. So essentially, you have to build relationships. If you're thinking, well, there's like 40 people on my team, there's 30 people on my team is too big, how can I create relationships with all 30 of these people? And I didn't say it was easy. Obviously, this is easier the smaller your team is, but you do have to make an effort to get to know each and every one of your teammates. Simply asking them how their weekend was, commenting on something that you genuinely like about them, like, oh, I really like your shoes. Where did you get those?
Oh my God, I love your skirt. Where did you get it?
Or, how was your holiday? Finding things to talk about and to bridge that gap so that you can start to develop a relationship, okay? The reason why this skill matters so much beyond your team is because this is something that you carry on into your adult life as you become a professional and you become someone in the workforce and someone who is expected to be able to take charge of groups of people, whether it is your family, whether it is a group project at work, whether it is a company and you become a CEO. Being able to get people to buy into what you're saying and to listen to you is so, so, so important. And here are a couple of tips, okay? When it comes to building relationships, it's about how you can show them that you care, right? So again, going back to simple questions, asking how their weekend was, finding little, and in their answers, you wanna let them know that you're listening by asking follow-up questions. Oh, cool. I've never been there before. How did you like it? Or what did you think of this? I really like your shirt. Where did you get it? Oh, that's really neat. Or I struggle putting together outfits, but I really like how you put together your outfit. Or at the end of practice or rehearsal, going up to them and giving a compliment like, hey, I really noticed you really pushing it today. Just finding little things, okay? It's a big job. It's a big job to try and take care of that many people, but that's the surefire way to get people to follow your lead.
People say I am the best boss.
Something else you need to keep in mind is that you are not giving yourself special treatment. Make sure that you are not expecting something of your teammates and then not holding yourself up to those same expectations. That will make people upset very quickly. So if you expect people to show up to rehearsal early or on time, you have to do the same thing. If you want your team to practice and make sure that they know the choreography from the last rehearsal, you have to make sure that you are holding yourself accountable and that you can also do it.
I'm always on your left.
And right now you're getting on my last nerve. Switch.
It's always a good idea, I think, if you kind of bring people in. This kind of kills two birds with one stone. Find someone that you don't normally talk to and bring them in and be like, hey, do you want to practice this part together? Let's take this part together. And the really cool thing about doing that is that you are fostering relationships, you're connecting with other people, you are practicing it together, and you're showing them that you need to work on it too. Be open to critique. That is something else to add. Be open to feedback. So if you're practicing with somebody else off to the side or during breaks or before and after rehearsal, you can always ask them to take a look at how you're doing the choreography and if they have any feedback. Here's a little trick, okay? This is kind of a side note, but if you are noticing that somebody needs help with a particular move or something in the choreography, and you feel like you want to correct them, but you don't think that they will listen, you can always do that trick of pulling them to the side and say, hey, do you want to take this together and go through the choreography together? And then ask them, when you get to the part that you notice that they're not doing correctly, you can say, oh, is it this or is it this? Oh, okay, I remember it being this. Let's double check though, because I just want to make sure that we're not wasting time doing the wrong movement. And then that's when you can ask your director, hey, what count does this move happen on? Oh, okay, cool. So then you continue and carry on with your combo practicing. What is the word for that? You continue to just practice together. It accomplishes a lot of different things, like building those relationships, showing that you care about them and what they're doing. It opens up the door for them to give you feedback and show that you are not perfect and that you are open to feedback. And it makes you vulnerable, which then allows people to see you as an equal and not just this person at the top of the chain of command.
She's the queen bee, the star. Those other two are just her little workers.
When you're building relationships, you also need to kind of constantly be working on those relationships. And this can be done in small groups. So going back to that idea of like if you're in a big group and you need to foster relationships with a lot of people, you can kind of do that in small group settings. So let's say, hey seniors, let's all go out to lunch together. Or if there's a particular group of people that already hang out with each other naturally, you can just ask them like, hey, do you guys want to hang out this weekend? Or you guys want to go grab dinner after rehearsal or something like that. And that way you are kind of working on building those relationships in kind of a more manageable chunk rather than tiny individual things. And that actually kind of opens up the door to building relationships with those individuals too. That way you're kind of being submerged within the group conversation and there's a lot of multiple interactions going on, and then you can follow up consistently throughout the season. That is really important, that you continue to develop these relationships as the season progresses, continuing to ask follow-up questions, continuing to build that relationship. Try to make jokes with one another. Let them know that you care about them. Hey, you know, I noticed you're having a really bad day today. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Things like that. It's really important that you foster these relationships. Something else to consider is every now and then you can do what I like to call a temperature check. And that's whenever you check in with your group and ask them, hey, how are you doing? How do you feel like the overall team is doing? What can I do to better accommodate your needs? How can I help you? How can I meet you halfway? And you can also do this anonymously, so people can write down notes and leave their name off of it, or they can even type them up if they don't want you to recognize their handwriting or something like that. But allowing people to voice their opinion and how they feel will make them feel validated, but it'll also be a great learning opportunity for you so that you can take that information and move forward. That can get complicated, but I feel like that should be a whole nother video where we talk about how to deal with a lot of different opinions. Ultimately, when you take in those opinions from people, you just need to move forward with what is the best for the overall group. The last thing I want to leave you with in this video is it means a lot to people when you show them that you make mistakes too. And that vulnerability piece is what allows people to have trust in you and be comfortable with listening to you and following you as a leader. We have to be willing to own up to our mistakes and to apologize when we need to apologize, and to be willing to say, you know, I was wrong in this moment and I'm sorry, and this is what I intend on doing to make it better.
I state my regret.
Because nobody's perfect and nobody expects you to be perfect. They just expect you to have good intentions and to be a genuine, caring human being. You always want to come from a place of care and let people know that you're just there to serve the team and to make them better by serving them. So allow yourself to make mistakes, give yourself permission to be wrong and to apologize publicly and just say, hey guys, I messed up and I'm sorry. And this is what I'm planning on doing to make it better. Think about some of the relationships you have with your friends or family members. The people you are closest to, you listen to them and you respect them because they care about you and they are willing to admit when they are wrong. They listen, they see you, and that's something that you should just kind of take to heart. It's not as hard as you think it might be. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to this channel so that you can continue to follow along on the content that we put out. And leave us a comment below if you found this helpful or if you have a suggestion for another topic that you want me to cover. See you in the next one. Bye!